Is today's dinner starting at 6 p.m.? I'm sorry. If that's when it's starting, I'm going to be around an hour late as some more work just came up for me.
An hour late?
Do you think you can ask the restaurant about having the reservation pushed an hour back?
Wait, I can give them a call. I was the one that made the reservation in the first place, after all.
I'm really sorry, but thank you for doing that, Trevor.
I just gave them a call and it doesn't seem like we can change the reservation now.
Is that so? I am so very sorry. I'm going to try working even harder now to see if I can take care of all of this work.
Don't worry, I've already gone and canceled the dinner.
Really? We went through so much effort finding a time that worked for us to go there.
The only reason I wanted to go out to dinner and all there was because I wanted to have a word with you.
A word with me?
I wanted to find the right place and time to talk with you about breaking up. And since we were both engaged right now...
Wait, what do you mean by breaking up?
I'm sorry, but I've really been contemplating this. However, now, I want to break up with you.
But last week, you and I got our parents together to talk about us getting married, right? We've also started preparing for our wedding. What's going on here? Did something happen to you?
I really love you, and I don't want you to doubt me about that. But when it comes to breaking up with you, I've been thinking about it a lot.
But if you still love me, then why?
Actually, I was chosen to move overseas for work.
Overseas?
I know just how much you've been wanting to focus on your job as well, and that means you would never be able to move overseas with me. But for me, having to marry you and then move overseas without you for a long time, I would never be able to bear through that, and that's why I want to break things off now.
When were you told you'd have move overseas for work?
Actually, I was told about it over a half a year ago. At the time, I told them I couldn't. The company then started to ask other people about it, but when they all started to quit due to what the company was asking. And in the end, they came back asking me. But this time, it was more like commanding me.
Where will you have to go?
A pretty dangerous place. I hear the place is very bad for foreigners like myself.
And your company is asking for you to move out there? Has your company ever been located in places like that even?
They told me that they plan to expand the company over there and need me to go and help with that project. In other words, I'm going to be in charge of the process. I'll have to stay over there for some time without coming back to the States, and I'll be very busy. And that's why I'd feel bad being engaged or married to you and having to be so far away from you for years. That's the reason why I want for us to break things off. For your sake.
For my sake?
It's not the kind of country I can ask you to leave your job and move with me too. I also promised your parents that I'd take good care of you. So if I were to make you move out to a place like that, and something bad were to happen, I'd never be able to face them again. Right?
But that's... I'm sure you've been worried about that.
I know that having to say this over text is pretty rough on my part. But if I were to have to tell you all of this straight to your face, I'm pretty sure I'd break down. So not going to the restaurant tonight actually works out nicely for me.
Hold on a second. Are you really 100% ready to break up with me right now?
I want to forget about marrying you right now. And after talking with the wedding coordinator, she told me that as long as we cancel all the prep work now, we'll get our money back. There won't be any penalties against us for calling things off now.
You've already been talking with them about that?
Please understand me, Annie. I have been worried about what choice to make here because I've been thinking about you. But me asking for us to break up was the best choice I had. I don't want to burden you in any way. I want for you to become happy, Anne. I think there is someone better for you out there who can do that.
This is all happening so quickly that I'm having a hard time processing it all. I think I need a little bit of time.
I'm sure you do. I'm so sorry for asking you to break up with me out of nowhere, but this choice I've made isn't going to change.
So you've already decided that you can't get married to me now? And that's led you to want to break things off with me right now.
I get that what I'm saying and asking for is very selfish of me. And it also has to do with you making you happy.
For my sake.
When you've had time to think all of this through, let's go talk with our parents again and tell them that this marriage is off. I'll be the one to call the wedding venue and have that wedding of ours canceled. I'm so sorry that things had to turn out this way.
Anne, are you doing all right? Of course you're not doing all right. Your fiancé told you that things are off after all. He's going to be moving overseas now, right? I know that was a lot to have to swallow, but have you had time to process everything now? Thank you so much for listening to everything I had to say afterwards. You don't have to thank me. You and I are best friends, right? Well, I'm feeling a lot better now, so we don't have to worry about me anymore. I kind of feel alright now knowing that everything has already been dealt with, and I can forget about Trevor. That's great to hear. I promise that I'll invite you later. Invite me? Don't tell me that you want me to come with you to another one of those speed dating events. I may be feeling better, but I'm not completely healed just yet. Not that. I'm talking about a wedding. A wedding? Huh. Whose wedding is this? My wedding, of course. Why would I invite you out to some random person's wedding like that? Indy, you're getting married? Actually, yes I am. The wedding won't be for another 3 months though. 3 more months. I know that's around the same time you plan having your wedding, right? As a matter of fact, that empty spot your cancelled wedding left open, I made sure to take over. Is that so? Well, congratulations. I felt kind of bad for you after that bad news, so I was wondering if I should even invite you or not. But since you're my best friend, I knew I needed to invite you to my wedding. However, if coming is going to be too much for you, don't force yourself to come. No worries, I'm alright with it. I'm feeling a lot better now. And being invited to the wedding of one of my bestest friends is something I really appreciate. So I'll be there. Really? I'm so happy to hear that. So it's going to be at the same place where I was planning on having my wedding at? That's right. And actually, it'll be on the same day as well since we took over your spot. Alright, I'll make sure to leave the date open then for your wedding. Since you know the date, time, and place, I don't need to send you a physical invite, right? That's fine. You don't need to waste any effort on me. Thank you, Anne. There's one thing I'd like to ask of you, though, if you don't mind. What's that? There's actually been something I've wanted all this time. I've been wanting there to be a performance at my wedding, where most people would have their siblings and stuff included in it, you know, while I get changed. Ah, lots of people do something like a performance. But you know, I don't have any siblings, so I would like you to be there for me, to maybe say a speech or something as my best woman. So you'd like me to be with you at your side as well, when you're up there with your fiancé? That's right. I know this is a lot to ask of you, but you're okay doing it all for me, right? As long as you really want me to be the best woman. You are the only person I want being my best woman. Thank you so much. Now I'm really excited for my wedding day. I don't think I'm going to be able to relax now from this excitement. Now, make sure you're there for my wedding, no matter what comes up. Of course. Having been asked to take on such a massive responsibility by you, I'll leave that day open. I'm looking forward to this. Same here, same here. I'll see you in 3 months then. thank you so much for not backing out and actually coming out to my wedding. You were pretty shocked, right? I was wondering why you ran out of here so quickly, but it all makes sense now, seeing as you were in complete denial of what you'd seen.
Can I ask you what the hell this is about?
What the hell this is about? Well, the man I'm getting married to today is your ex-boyfriend. That's all. But he didn't break up with you saying he was moving overseas? That's too bad. He was never being asked by his company to move overseas for work.
So 3 months ago, right after he'd broken up with me, you guys had already decided to get married?
That's right.
At that time, him and I already had gotten our parents together to talk about how we'd be getting married. The thought was that we'd be ready to marry. So what's going on there? When I came here today, both of Trevor's parents were sat out in their seats, yet they were both people I'd never even seen before. Does this mean that back when he had me meeting his parents for that whole time, they weren't actually his real parents?
Right on the money. Those two people you met, who he said were his parents, were two adults he paid to act as his parents. You really thought that they were the real deal?
Why the hell would he do something like that?
Trevor always wanted to get married to me, but at the time, I'd refused to marry him.
You refused his proposal.
The thing is, back when I had another man that I was after, the plan was that I'd be getting married to him.
What the hell? So you're telling me that the both of you were cheating on your significant others with each other?
I was just keeping Trevor around. It's natural for women to always keep a few men around in case their main man ends up running off, right? At the time he proposed to me, I said no. But he was being harassed by his parents to get married already, so out of desperation, he went and proposed to you next.
So I was his second choice.
Are you shocked by that? Hearing that you weren't ever his number one is a shocker for you. Stop acting so surprised. When I had heard that he went to you and asked for your hand in marriage after me, I got a little upset.
What's going on here? You weren't even interested in him at the time and just were keeping him to the side, right?
But knowing that he'd be getting taken by someone like you didn't sit well with me. If he was willing to marry someone like you after asking me, then he'd be better off with me in the end. That thought led me into thinking that I did want to marry him. So I went and told him that I wanted to be his wife after all, and that's when we started to plan a way for him to get rid of you. And one of the plans was to have you meet with some fake parents, so that's his real parents could meet me.
So he was so desperate to leave me that he would take things that far in order to have you as his wife instead.
Your wedding with him was never really cancelled either. He just told the staff to change the name of the woman he was getting married to mine. That was the plan from the start after all.
He always acted like he never cared about where the wedding took place, but now I can see why he was so interested in this one place that I honestly didn't care too much about. He wanted this place because he knew he'd be marrying you here, and not me. I thought that, at that time, the only reason he wanted this place was because he felt bad for never choosing any of the places I wanted, and thought that here at least met some of my requirements.
He was also able to get you to pay for a part of the wedding's preparation fees as well, right? Now, lucky for me, I thought that you would ask him for the money, so during the breakup because it cost you your time with him and the wedding. But instead, you took the money he said he'd gotten for canceling the wedding and never said another word to him. Thank you.
Now that you mention it, I did pay for half of those preparation fees.
You forgot about that then? You're such an idiot. Well, because of your help, we were able to make this beautiful wedding that we're getting now to celebrate today. I'll thank you for that one. And as part of my thanks, let me tell you something juicy. I actually stole him from you 1 year ago. You stayed a friend of mine this whole time while I was doing him behind your back.
I knew all about that though.
Oh, what? Huh? Are you trying to be all tough now?
I'm not acting tough right now, as I really have known this whole time. And when he came to talk with me about breaking up, I knew well enough that this was the reason for that was.
Huh? There's no way that's true. You were completely ruined after that day, right in front of my eyes.
That was me drinking a whole bunch to drown out my sadness. That was me getting hammered to celebrate our breakup.
You celebrated that breakup?
I knew about how he was going out with you behind my back and was getting ready to finally talk with him about calling everything off. But I was still in the works of thinking about how to tell him off and how to make him pay for what he'd done to me. Yet, before I could make my choice, he was telling me about a lie about how he had to move overseas for work. He told me that he wanted to break up, and that put an end to some of my plans. So I went and slammed some cocktails with you and started to think of a new plan. I told you, right? I was feeling so much better after that breakup.
Hold on a minute. Since when did you know about that? I mean, you shouldn't have ever been able to tell what was going on.
I figured things out when him and I started to plan our wedding. While him and I were talking about the wedding planner, he was constantly asking for things that weren't my taste. Even though by then, he should have known very well what my tastes were, and that seemed rather fishy to me. He would rather also get up to random moments during that talk and go to the restroom to sit on his phone for 5 minutes at a time. There was no looking around what was going on.
What?
I was wondering what the heck was going on with him, so I started to pay closer attention to the details. And boy was I shocked when I found out that he was talking with you about the wedding plans.
If you knew about all of that, then why didn't you ever say anything?
Why? Why do you think?
You never really loved Trevor that much is why?
That's not the right answer, but don't worry about that right now. You asked me to be a part of your wedding today, so I'm going to make sure that I do that before revealing the real answer.
So you were never really shocked to see me with your ex today then, huh? You can't tell me that when you saw me coming down the aisle with your ex in my hands, you didn't feel anything.
So, that was your plan then all along. You went out of your way to invite me here to your wedding and asked me to be your best woman, also that you could see me in shock when I had to learn that you were planning to marry Trevor this whole time.
I thought I'd have my chance to finally show you just how much of an ugly bitch you are.
I always thought that you were a very good friend of mine from back in the day, but I guess not.
Don't run away from me and get back into this venue right now. I don't care what you've known about me being with your fiancé that whole time. I want you to sit there in misery while watching my wedding. Once I've seen that, I'll really be happy and won't ever bother you again.
I promise I'll be back in there to finish my job as your best woman, all the way to the very end.
Where the hell are you right now? What the hell are you planning? What the hell is this? My wedding is a complete train wreck right now.
After having gone out there on stage with you, we all walked out to the back, and from there I decided to start heading home. I did what you asked me to do and gave that speech to entertain your guest while you had left to get changed into your party dress, right?
I never asked for this.
Well, that's odd.
All I asked for was that you be my best woman and stand next to me while you were in tears writhing at the fact that I was marrying your ex.
And I just did that. But it wasn't just me standing up there with you.
And that's a huge part of the freaking problem.
What? I thought you wanted your wedding to be entertaining, and so I went out and gathered all the women Trevor had been cheating on me with, and then brought them all into your wedding with me for you.
I never asked for this, and I had no clue that he had many other women besides you and me.
Trevor's the one that knows a whole lot more about all those other girls than I do, so go talk with him. He ran away from here. He locked himself in one of the rooms here, and now the whole wedding is going into chaos with all of my guests up in arms.
Well, I could see why that's the case, because when all those girls came with me, they got to the stage and all introduced themselves to your guests as Trevor's side chicks. I love that part a lot, especially when they started to number themselves off and said they were happy to have played a part in Trevor's harem.
And because of that, my wedding is screwed. What the hell? You explain to me right now why he had all these other girls.
I told you that I don't know what they are all about, but since you can't seem to find Trevor anywhere, I guess I can try my best. I told you before that something was fishy about the man, and so I started to search deeper, right? And after asking a friend of mine who was good at doing this kind of detective work, they were able to uncover a lot more than I first thought about Trevor. I went and hired a lawyer, and with the help of them, we called every single one of those girls and learned that not only did they never know that he had a fiancé, they did not know that he was with a bunch of other girls. He really had himself quite the group, didn't he?
What?
And after getting together with all of those girls, we shared all the evidence we had proving that he'd been cheating on me with each and every one of them. We worked on writing up a settlement that we would like him to pay off.
A settlement?
I'll be getting a settlement from you as well, because unlike the rest of the girls, you knew that he was engaged to me while you slept with him.
Hold on a second. I'm already dealing with my parents telling me they don't approve of this marriage anymore and are asking all of the guests here to take back all of the money they gave to me. So how the hell am I going to pay off a settlement to you?
But you were the one that wanted all of this, right? I'm not sure if you really thought that it would be a good idea or not to try and make me feel terrible today. But when you learned that the man who had proposed to you first then went and proposed to me without ever actually wanting to marry me, you all of a sudden became jealous and went to steal him back, right?
I was just...
Well, there's no point in bothering with that now. I'll be talking with you about the settlement next week, so please wait for that. You still have the choice to make of whether you want to really marry Trevor or not. But just know that today your best woman was all of us women who have been going out with Trevor at the same time as you. So please, take a second to think if you really want to get married to him or not still.
This is all your fault.
Oh no. Even though I lied to you about my love for you and the fact that I would still have to move away from you to some dangerous country right before our wedding, and use that as my reason for breaking up with you. How dare you bring all of my harem into my wedding and make a fool of me for all of the things I knowingly did to myself. Wait, hold on a second. None of this is my fault though, right?
I thought I'd done a perfect job hiding all of those girls I'd been with from one another, but then you went and looked into them. Now they're asking me for settlements. I'm going to lose all my money now, and my company is no longer going to be able to trust me. Why would you do this to me?
Really, sucks that some of your higher-ups were there at your wedding.
They're all telling me that they had no clue about the lies I was telling everyone about myself. And now they're saying they won't ever be able to leave me in charge of any more of their projects because they don't know what I'm telling the truth or lying about anymore. Now I have no work at all. I had finally been given so many big chances after finally entering that company years ago, and this was going to be my way of moving up. I was supposed to be promoted into a manager after this last project.
Now that I think about it, before the wedding even started, and I was about to walk in, I saw an older gentleman looking at the announcement board outside.
That was my boss! What the hell did you say to him?
I talked with him about how you'd said that you were forced to move overseas for work, but that no longer seemed to be the case. I heard all about how he would be sending you to this really dangerous place, and that he wouldn't have taken his wife with him if that were still the case.
I was just talking with him about all the things you had told me before, right? Did you make a rule stating that I couldn't talk to anyone else about that?
Crap! That right there really screwed me.
Don't start blaming me for that lie. Just because you didn't do a good enough job hiding it from others doesn't mean you can take it all out on me. This is all your fault after all.
I will apologize to you for cheating, because I really did love you back then. So could you at least step back from asking for a settlement from me, please?
What are you talking about? Out of all the women you were with, I was the only one who wore the engagement ring you gave to me. I think I'm the only one who should be getting the most money out of you after you destroyed that trust that we had. Also, the money you promised me for having canceled the wedding, I want it.
You want that as well? That all happened months ago.
You're the only one who seems to think that the past can never come back to bite you in the ass then.
So you're really still mad about that as well?
When it has to do with my money, yes. Right now you're using the money I paid to have this wedding with Indy, right? Well, my lawyer doesn't really like the idea of that, so I'll let him know that you're not willing to cooperate with me on that.
Your lawyer? You're joking, right? I never thought that something like this would happen to me.
Well, then, perhaps it's time that you learn what it really means to be an adult, instead of thinking that everything just revolves around you. In the end, Trevor was told to pay a settlement to every single one of those girls he had involved in his scheme for lack of better terms. However, he didn't want to take responsibility for any of it until both of his parents got a hold of him and told him that he'd be paying them, even if it were the last thing he ever did. And so, he finally paid everyone, including myself, without saying another word about it. After all of the people that Indy had invited to her wedding found out about what her plan was and how she even got a hold of Trevor, they all stopped talking to her and her parents disowned her. She never did end up marrying Trevor and is now completely on her own. Having also been with my ex knowing that we were engaged, she had to pay me a settlement and is currently paying off that and part of the failed wedding.
Ivy, you are amazing! You really are getting married to a doctor of all people now. By now, you have won the game of life, right?
I suppose I am pretty lucky, huh?
You don't have to keep your excitement hidden from me. He is the son of a general practitioner, right? Both of his parents are doctors, actually, and someday he'll be taking over their practice. I'm sure you'll be set for life with him.
Well, I suppose so, considering I come from a pretty middle-class family, so I can't say you're wrong about saying that I'm set for life here.
Oh, I'm so jealous of you, Ivy. I'm sure that since you're getting married to a wealthy man like that, your wedding is going to be spectacular, right? You'll have it at a massive location, with hundreds of people coming to celebrate. I am so jealous of you, actually, that I'm a bit upset.
What?
Hey, you're having a wedding sometime this year, right? Which means you are looking for a dress right now, correct?
That's right. We plan to try and get the wedding out of the way as soon as possible. We've already started to plan out the event itself, actually, and this weekend, I'm going with my fiancé to go and look for dresses.
This weekend? Well then, I'll tag along as well. I'll help you find the perfect dress for that amazing wedding so that you'll match the occasion.
What?
I'm sure you'll have trouble picking out a dress on your own, so you'll be happy to have a second opinion on what suits you best, right?
I'm happy that you are worried about me, but I actually have a dress in mind. I'm just going with my fiancé one last time to look around, and then I'll be going to try the dress on. Just him and I will be enough this time around.
Is that so? Then I'll be kind and come to see that dress with you.
Wait, can you hear me out, please?
I don't want to sound rude, but this is something that just my husband and I want to do together. I am really happy that you care so much about what dress I chose, but this time it'll just be me and him going.
What the heck? Why can't I come and just take a look? Why are you so against that? Are you trying to say that your brother's wife is getting in the way of your wedding plans or something?
What?
Your family, Ivy, is full of simple people that aren't all that outgoing, including your brother Trey, who is just a simple office worker. He is the reason why I have never been able to have the wedding I asked for. I have always dreamed of being a bride and having my own event, which should be all about me. But that dream will never come true for me because of your parents and Trey. Do you have no sympathy for a sad woman like me? I want to come along and feel like a bride myself by looking at those dresses with you. What's so wrong with that?
Hold on, wasn't it your fault that you guys never ended up having a wedding after marriage?
Huh?
My brother made sure to save up a bunch of money for you guys to have a wedding, but then you ended up getting into a lot of debt that required you to pay it all off by the end of the year. So in order to keep you from having terrible interest rates, my brother had to use that money he saved up to help you pay off your debts.
Well, if Trey was earning more money, then we could have had a wedding and paid off my debt. It's his fault for only having $20,000 saved up for a wedding.
You're going to say that after he paid off your debt for you? Maybe someone here needs to get herself a job if she wants to have that wedding so badly. Didn't you quit that last job because you got married to my brother and wanted to be a housewife?
That dream I had ever since I was a little girl of becoming a bride never came true. So I thought at very least my second dream of becoming a housewife could come true. What's wrong with me doing that?
I never said there was anything wrong with that.
Please, Ivy, just let me come along to see what dress you chose to rent. I promise to be quiet and let you and your fiancé do all the work. I'll just sit back and watch it all happen.
I guess I'll have to give in this time. Let me go and talk to him about this.
Yay! I'll see you both this weekend then. I'm so looking forward to this. So much that my heart is racing. Are you freaking kidding me? Why didn't you allow me to try on any dresses? What's wrong with me wanting to try on the wedding dress?
Didn't you tell me that you'd just be sitting back and watching quietly, Aurora?
Well, watching you all have the fun made me want to try some dresses on. Sorry for wanting to have a little fun myself, and I just wanted to try on one.
I hope you realize that just one dress takes around 30 minutes to an hour for them to prepare and do. You would have to get one of the employees to help you get the dress on, and then they would have to go through making sure that the dress fits you all right everywhere. I'm sorry, but you didn't make a reservation to try on any dresses, so of course no one was going to let you try one on.
But I came along with you on your reservation. I am your brother's wife, aren't I? I deserve to be considered a part of that reservation. And also, your fiancé has all that money being a doctor. Why couldn't you have said you got VIP access and forced one of the workers to give me a dress?
Are you kidding me?
I just had to sit there watching you have so much joy trying on those dresses. How about you think about how I'm feeling next time?
You were the one that asked to come along and watch.
Well, I wanted to try on one dress, yet your fiancé, the staff, and the owner of the store all told me no. I just wanted to try one simple frickin' dress on to take some pictures in, yet you all got in my way. I will not let you have everything just because your fiancé is a wealthy doctor.
Ivy, I am so sorry about what Aurora was doing today. I didn't think she'd actually leave the house to go out and join you to try on your wedding dress.
It's kind of my fault for not just telling her no, so you don't have to be sorry. However, I have to say, Your wife is a total child. I understand the feeling of wanting to try on a dress, especially a wedding dress, but she should have understand that you have a reservation to do so.
I never thought that Aurora had been so crazy about wanting her own wedding. I'm sorry for not noticing this sooner and saving up more money for a wedding. Perhaps I'm not fit to be a good husband.
What are you talking about? Trey, the reason she couldn't have a wedding is because she got into all that debt being a dumbass. Yet you didn't get upset with her hiding all that debt from you, and instead paid it all off using the money you had saved. I think you are an above and beyond husband for doing that.
Thank you, Ivy. But only being above and beyond isn't good enough for her. If being me the way I am isn't enough to make her happy, then I'm not a good husband to her. And actually, I do have some more money in my savings now and was thinking about giving her a small wedding to make up for things.
What? You're really going to give her the wedding she's been whining about?
It won't be as amazing as the wedding you guys will have. But a small wedding with a lot of pictures should do.
What the heck, Trey? That's really sweet of you, but you're doing that for her. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but spoiling her with that will only make her behavior worse. I'm sure she'll be so happy to hear about this, but what is she going to cry about next?
Well, maybe you can give me some advice for this wedding, and if everything goes well, it'll shut her up for good. Maybe making this wedding a surprise for her would knock her off her socks, and that could be enough.
You want to surprise her now? That sounds kind of cool, actually.
I'm sure having the both of us prepare this wedding would be just fine. But we both know that her being as immature as she is, things might go downhill very quickly. I think it would be better for just me to set everything up and even get her a dress.
That's a very good point. She'd probably get so excited about her wedding that she'd grow even more self-centered and ruin the mood for everyone else.
But of course, doing all this preparation by myself might not go well for me. I'm not sure about things like dresses, and the same goes with wedding locations. I'd kind of like a woman's point of view to help me out with all of that.
If that's what you want, then I can probably help out. I'll do my best as your little sister to get whatever you need help with handled.
That would help me out so much. Although, I hope that this doesn't impede on you guys' wedding planning. How about you guys just help out on days you're totally free, and then we can slowly get my wedding put together.
Understood. I'll talk with you about this some more later. Serves you right. Now your wedding is going to be cancelled and ruined. What? You won't have a dress for tomorrow's wedding anymore? You would never be able to put on a wedding dress like this now it's filled with tears and holes. With how things are now, your wedding is never going to happen tomorrow. What? What do you mean tears and holes? What? What the hell have you done to my dress? I just added some flair to it with my scissors is all. But man, do wedding dresses cut super easily. So you went at my dress with some scissors? Wait a second, please. Are you at the wedding hall right now, Aurora? It was way too easy sneaking into this place, and when I made it over to the changing room, I found your dress hanging up, ready for tomorrow's wedding. Within a few minutes, I had my fun cutting it all up into a brand new design. You're joking, right? You trespassed into that location and then vandalized that dress. What the hell do you think you're doing? Your fault for thinking you could act up around me. You never put one thought into how I felt never having a chance at my own wedding. Just going on about your business, getting your fabulous and expensive wedding ready like you couldn't even notice me. You have no right to a wedding now after bullying me like that. So that's your reason for going and ruining that dress. The whole reason you never had a wedding was because of what you did to yourself and my brother. I haven't even done anything to you or your wedding, yet you're taking it out all on me? Well, now, you're not going to be able to have your wedding. That feeling of hopelessness and sadness will bring you to my level. Tomorrow was supposed to be the day that you got to have that fancy wedding with your doctor fiancé, but now your special dress is all torn up and in pieces, which will put a stop to that wedding. This is your punishment for being all cocky with your wedding. Well, that's too bad because I had my wedding yesterday. What? So really, you haven't done crap to me. But now what? I might have had my dream wedding, but that dress is in tatters now. What are you talking about? Your wedding should be tomorrow, right? I never heard anything about you having your wedding yesterday. Well, of course you didn't. And that's because everyone made sure to hide the fact that I changed the date from you. What did you say? You all kept that secret from me? You're telling me that everyone else got to go out and enjoy your fabulous wedding? That's right. The only person who never came was you, Aurora. Huh? What kind of BS is this now? Are you trying to tell me there's no point in inviting me to your wedding because I never got to have my own? Making me an outcast like that? You're a bitch!
Hold on there, Aurora. I asked my sister to not say anything about the changed plans to you.
What?
None of this was her fault. If anything, you have been so important to me that I had to keep her wedding hidden from you. I wanted you to be so happy about tomorrow's wedding. That's why I made sure you were never told about her wedding taking place yesterday.
Wait a sec. What? Is that you, Trey? Why are you using Ivy's phone right now to text me?
Because I've been with her since all this started. I had a surprise planned out for you tomorrow, and I needed to ask her for some more help.
What surprise are you talking about? What the hell is going on here? Why are you even texting me right now like this? This is all making no sense. Tell me what the frick this is all about.
I really wanted to make your dream come true. The fact that you threw such a fit about my sister when you went to watch her try on dresses meant you still really wanted a wedding of your own, right? That's why I was trying to make a surprise for you, where you'd get to finally wear your own wedding dress.
What?
I was going to surprise you with a wedding and everything tomorrow. And in order to do that, we moved Ivy's wedding forward by a few days. Luckily, it just happened that tomorrow Ivy's father-in-law will be out of town tomorrow anyways, so the change of plans was perfect for her. So I went and took over the wedding space she originally planned out, and she made sure to have her wedding yesterday.
You went and rented a wedding space for tomorrow then? This wedding space?
The owner of the place was happy to hear that I'd be taking that reservation, since that is a far better outcome than the place not being used up at all. So they actually allowed me to rent the place at a cheaper price. And that place is the kind of massive and luxurious place you've been dreaming of, right?
What?
I was really trying to make this whole thing a surprise for you. I wanted you going tomorrow thinking it would be Ivy's wedding, but having it turn out to be ours. I thought a surprise such as that would blow your shoes off and make you so happy. I understand this means you weren't able to come to Ivy's wedding yesterday. But after what happened at the dress store a while back, it was probably for the best you weren't there.
Then, hold on. Does this mean the dress I just ruined?
That's most likely the dress I prepared for you to wear tomorrow. I tried my very best to find you a dress that would look amazing on you. I even got a bunch of advice from both Ivy and the staff working at the wedding hall. It took me around a month actually to pick out that dress. I did all that in secret with the hope of making you so happy tomorrow.
No way!
But now that I've heard you say it's been cut and torn to shreds, I'm shocked. Just like you said, tomorrow's wedding is going to be canceled. I mean, that dress you were supposed to wear is ruined now.
No freaking way! Please tell me this is all a joke. No way this dress is actually mine. No way my wedding is being canceled or anything, right?
You were the one that forced this to happen. Also, we are long past having a wedding. I think this is the end of our marriage now.
What?
You thought that dress was Ivy's and ruined it for that reason, right? I can no longer find love in someone who would do such a terrible thing to my sister. I put in so much effort to set up a wedding and everything for you, yet I can't do this anymore. You're like a child who can never learn their lesson.
Wait, Trey, no way. You can't be serious about a divorce now because of this. I don't want a divorce.
I don't want one either, but I'm out of energy. I gave my everything to you to make you happy, and you went and threw it all away again. Honestly, there's nothing I wanted more than to make you happy, but you always get in the way of that. So it's over with. And since when is the last time you ever tried making me happy?
What?
I had at least hoped for a thank you back when I used all that money I saved up to pay off your debt. But instead, you just gave me a light thanks, and that was it. A second was all. Not even. That thanks was so shallow that it barely even stuck with me. And unfortunately, that wasn't even the end from you. Soon after I used up all my savings for you, you started to complain again about wanting a wedding and telling me to make more money. Every single day, you have been saying things about me, about how much you don't seem happy with me. And after months of working on this wedding for you, with the hopes of finally shutting you up, you went and ruined it. I can't anymore. I just can't.
All of my complaining. I never meant to say any of that as a way of making you unhappy. I was saying all of that because I love and care for you. It's just, deep down, I have really been wanting to have a wedding.
Same with me. That's why I saved up $20,000 for one. But then you kept a secret from me, being your debt, and all the money vanished helping you. And not too long after that, I tried again at the wedding, and you ruined it with the intent of hurting my sister. Come back to the house right now. We are talking about divorce as soon as you get here.
What?
I'm sure that's not going to be easy for any of us. So how about instead of talking about divorce, we deal with your legal issues first? You've gone and committed a crime, so I'm calling the police.
The police?
I'll talk to you later, Aurora. Please, save everyone the trouble, and just wait patiently for them to show up.
Help me, Ivy. I'm seriously going to get divorced now. Please go talk with Trey right now and set him straight.
What? You were able to get out of the police custody? I heard you were taken away from that building in the back of a police car.
Somebody ended up telling the police to let me go for what I did. Someone from the wedding hall I broke into. Also, Trey said something about me needing to stay out of jail. That does mean he still have feelings for me, right? But right as I started to think that, he slapped me in the face with some divorce papers.
I see. And that's when he told you he was serious about the whole divorce, right?
That's freaking right. He came and picked me up from the police station in his car, and the whole ride home was him talking about the divorce.
Well, it's easier to talk about things in the car since he doesn't have to look at you. From what I can tell, Trey is really furious right now. Normally he is so kind, so seeing him as upset as he is now tells me to never mess with him. I'm sure he's not that pissed off. Just try to get him to forgive me with all your strength, and I'm sure he will. So please help me.
Not happening, bitch. And you know why that is? Because I'm the little sister who has herself a wealthy husband now and will act all cocky about how amazing my life is all day and night. So you really think I'm going to help such a plain loser like you before the divorce? Get out of here.
Don't be so freaking cold. I was just a little bit jealous about the man you got to marry and the wedding you had. I just wanted what you had, and a few mean things might have slipped out of my mouth then. I apologize for all of that, so please, forgive me.
If this was something that could be fixed with an apology, then the police wouldn't have called on you. And are you still not aware of the fact that you were just with the police in the country jail for 2 days?
No way!
And by the way, you are going to be paying for that wedding dress you destroyed. You'll be paying for it all yourself now, since you don't have a loving husband anymore.
What? I have to pay for that dress?
Well, duh. That was a rental, and you completely tore it to shreds acting like a baby. From what I heard, you'll owe them $8,000 for that dress.
That much?
Well, you went and destroyed something worth that kind of money.
I can't pay that kind of money right now. I've been a housewife this whole time, so I have nothing to pay with. And all my savings from when I was single are now gone too. I had to use everything I had to pay my debts before I married your brother.
I'm sure you did, and that was still not enough to pay everything off at the time, hence my brother stepping in to help. You did make it clear to him that he had to, since he was your husband, then, right? You could have at least tried to pay him back for all of that, but instead, all you've done is lay at home all day, watching TV and playing games on your phone. So, of course, now you wouldn't have $8,000, right? Well, even if you don't have the money, you'll have to pay up.
What should I do?
And you can forget about getting anything in this divorce. My brother has been with a lawyer for a few months now, talking through some things, so consider your luck in that apartment crushed. They came with all kinds of plans into preparation for something like this.
What kinds of plans? Don't tell me he has really been planning to kick me out on the streets.
Let's just say the chances of being that true are huge.
What?
But this is everything you asked for being a child, so don't be too shocked by the outcome. Now, good luck with that divorce you have coming. I'll be cheering my brother on so that he knows we all want him to succeed in this divorce. After that, Aurora met with Trey and his lawyer, and didn't even say a single word before being forced to sign the papers. Trey also asked for a settlement in the divorce, not only because she went and ruined the dress he rented for her, but also for ruining the wedding itself, which he had to pay for, and also causing him so much stress that he lost some hair. She was also offered nothing in the divorce, and that would left with not a single penny. And after all those papers were handed in that day, Aurora was kicked out of Trey's house, just like we had all planned for. She was soon asked by the dress store to start paying them back for the ruined dress, and in order to do so, she had to borrow some money. But after doing that, she tried to make a run for it back to her parents' house, where she was told neither of her parents wanted her anymore for being such a shameless and abusive child, and that left her with nowhere else to run. From the rumors I've heard about her, these days she likes to dress up in yellow-stained white sheets, crying about how much she just wanted to have a wedding while living in a cardboard box under a bridge downtown.
Sarah, where are you going? Are you really leaving? I don't understand. The wedding is just about to start. Yeah, duh. Why do you think I'm leaving while I have the chance? Did you think I was actually gonna sit there and watch the person I hate more than anyone else in the world get married? Don't forget, Julie, I still haven't given you my approval to marry my brother, and I never will. I know that, Sarah. You've made very clear that you aren't happy about our relationship. But that's no reason to throw a piece of garbage at me and walk out the door. I can't believe you would do something so mean-spirited to me, and at my wedding, too. You don't have to like me, but I'd like to think that you have enough self-control to not do this sort of thing. What did you say? Did you say piece of garbage? You pitiful little ingrate. That was my wedding present to you. If you would have opened it up, you would have seen what I got for you, but I guess you're too good for my present, huh? A present? But this envelope is completely empty. There's not even a card inside. Even if there was, it would have gotten ruined when you crumpled it up to throw it at me. Yeah, that's exactly my point. I gave you a present that reflects how much you mean to me. Nothing. Not even $5 on a wedding card from the supermarket. I guess you really meant it when you said you didn't want to celebrate our wedding with us. Listen, Sarah, would you mind telling me why it is so much that you hate me? Have I ever done anything to you to deserve this kind of treatment? I know you and Neil always had a very close sibling relationship, and maybe you feel like I'm coming between the two of you. But do you really need to hate me this much? Shut up! I don't have to answer to you. It's all your fault for being the way you are. I'm well within my rights to hate you. Ever since you barged your way into Neil's life, everything's been going downhill for me. What do you mean? I mean, you're tearing our family apart. Before you came along, I was a star of the show. Everyone always treated me like an angel. They talked to me like I was the cutest thing they had ever seen. But then you showed up on our doorstep, and everyone started ignoring me completely. Now they're all like, oh wow, did you see Julie's dress? Did you see her hairstyle? Julie, 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 Julie! Everyone in my family is talking about you all the time. I don't think that's really the case, Sarah. I mean, maybe they're talking about me a little bit more than usual lately, but I'm sure that only has to do with the wedding. Things will go back to normal once it's finished. I don't want to wait that long. I shouldn't have to either. What really grinds my gears is the impact you've had on Neil. He's my brother, but now he spends all his time with you. It used to be that I could call him any time of the day, and he would drop whatever he was doing to come over and see me. But now, I call him at night wanting to talk, and he just replies, sorry, I'm sleepy. Oh, and don't even get me started on how much you've reduced the amount of presents I get from him. The other day, I asked him to buy me a new handbag, and do you know what he told me? He said he couldn't because you were saving up to buy a house together. Don't you get it, Julie? You've completely ruined this family. That's, wow, Sarah. I don't really feel like any of that is my fault. Or even a bad thing at all. Well, you feel wrong. It is all your fault. You are responsible for ruining my life, and I will hate you forever for it. I'm not gonna watch the Wicked Witch of the West get married to my brother, and I'm not giving you any wedding gifts. Every single cent I spend on you would be a waste.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Sarah. But if that's your position, so be it. Just know that I'm cutting off your allowance now.
Huh?
It's me, Sarah. I took the liberty of observing your conversation with Julie, and let me say I am positively disgusted at the atrocious way you've been speaking to Julie. She's my wife and your sister-in-law. How dare you treat her like that?
Wait, Neil, is that really you?
I thought I was clear with you when we talked about this before. I told you very explicitly to knock off this bizarre personal vendetta you have against Julie. You can't tell me you don't remember that. You promised me you would stop. But from the looks of things, you're being just as psychotic to her as you've ever been. Maybe even more.
Neil, listen. You have to understand.
If you don't want to watch us get married, fine. Leave. Go home. If you don't want to have a decent relationship with Julie, fine. Just don't interact with her. Simple as that. But there's no changing my mind about this, Sarah. I'm not giving you one single solitary cent of spending money ever again.
No, you can't do that to me, Neil.
It's been over 2 years now since you lost your job when your old company went bankrupt. I've been more than generous to you in helping you get by, but that all ends today. I simply cannot allow myself to continue to finance the lifestyle of someone who treats my wife like you do. It would be a betrayal of my responsibility as her husband.
Please, Neil, wait. Can't we talk about this? I still haven't found a new job yet. You can't cut off my allowance while I'm still looking for work, can you?
Listen, Sarah, and listen well. The truth is, I was intending to cut off your allowance a full year ago, but I was convinced by a certain someone to keep sending you money. Do you know who that certain someone was? It was Julie.
What?
We're just having our wedding now, but we got legally married around that time. I started thinking about our future and thought it would be the best for us to save up as much as we could. And it was precisely that reason that I thought about cutting you off. But when I brought that idea up with Julie, she said that she wanted me to continue to support you. She told me that just because I got married to her doesn't mean I have to stop being a good big brother to my dear little sister.
I had no idea.
That's why I decided to continue to send you money every month until you managed to find new full-time employment. I wanted to help you get back on your feet. And how did you repay Julie for that kindness? By throwing an empty envelope at her and calling it a wedding present? Julie might forgive you for that, but I never will. You're not getting any more money out of me, so get out of here and don't come back.
Neil, how could you? What happened to the kind, gentle, loving, protective big brother I used to know? I want him back. Give me back the real Neil.
This is the real me, Sarah. This is how I talk to people who offend me personally, like you have. If you're not here to celebrate, then you don't belong here. Get out. And once you get home, pick up the help wanted ads and start making phone calls.
Hey there, Sarah. I just wanted to check in on you after last night. Have you calmed down a little bit? Did you make it home all right? Why are you bothering me, Julie? You're the last person I wanted to hear from today. I'd like to completely forget you ever existed, really. Goodness gracious, Sarah. You sure are dedicated to hating me, aren't you? Of course I am. My own brother hates my guts now thanks to you. He's never gotten that mad at me before over anything. Not even once. We used to be famous throughout the neighborhood as the friendliest brother and sister combo around. But that's ancient history now, and it's all your fault. If I may point this out, I'd say it was actually all because you threw that envelope at me at our wedding. I guess you thought he wasn't looking, but apparently he saw the whole thing. Shut up! I'm not gonna let you avoid the blame for ruining my life, Julie. You made him cut off my allowance. I thought I was gonna be able to count on that money until I found a new job. That allowance was the only reason I've been able to get by for this long. I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate your guts, and I never want to hear from you again! I'm sorry you feel that way, Sarah. But if that's what you want, I'll respect your wishes. I do have one more very important thing to talk to you about, though. Could you just give me a little bit more of your time? You want to talk to me? About what? I'm sure you'd prefer to keep this conversation as brief as possible, so I'm going to get straight to the point, okay? Do you by any chance know what happened to the bag that contained all the cash gifts we received yesterday? Are you serious? What are you asking me a stupid question like that for? No, I don't know where your stupid money is. As soon as Neil told me to get out, I left right away. Oh, I see. What's the matter, Julie? Did all your precious money go missing? Aw, what a damn shame. I'll bet you were counting on that money to pay for your fancy wedding. Seriously, though, all those people gave you generous cash gifts out of kindness of their hearts, and you go and lose the bag you put it all in? Wow, I feel bad for those suckers. Well, it's not entirely accurate to say we lost the bag. It's much more bizarre than that. The bag was still there, and all the envelopes were in there too. Or at least we thought. But actually, they had all been replaced with a bunch of empty envelopes, so someone must have gone in and swapped out the envelopes. But I have no idea who did it or when. Oh my god, is that what you're asking me? You think I'm the one who did it? What kind of psychopath suspects their own sister-in-law of stealing their wedding presents? You've got to be the worst sister-in-law in the entire world. That's not it at all, Sarah. I'm asking you because I want to believe that it wasn't you. Huh? The truth is, I'm the only one who knows that all the envelopes were switched out. I just know that if I were to let Neil know about it, he'd absolutely freak out. I'm positive that you would be the first person that he'd suspect of doing it, and I didn't want that to happen. I already feel bad enough about what's happened between you and Neil. I'd hate to create any more tension. And that's why I'm talking to you right now, to try and prove your innocence before I talk to Neil. Hold it right there! Why would you think that Neil would suspect me of taking your money? Well, if you'll forgive me saying, you certainly do have a substantial motive. Oh yeah? And what would that be? Well, it's quite simple. You've been unemployed for over 2 years now. You still haven't found a new job, and you were just told that your only real source of income currently, the money Neil's sending you, is getting cut off. It wouldn't be much of a stretch to believe that you were afraid of losing your lifestyle, so you took the money on your way out. I don't believe you. You would actually suspect that I was involved over such flimsy reasoning as that? That's pretty low, Julie. Maybe I might just go and have a little talk about this situation with my brother. I'm sure he'd love to hear about how his wife accused his darling, precious, beloved little sister of being a dirty thief. That would show him just what a wicked monster you are. I'll bet my parents will be thoroughly disgusted with you too. They're gonna have a lot to say to you once they find out, and none of it is gonna be good. Your days of being the star of the family are over, Julie. Well, Sarah, based on how strongly you're protesting right now, maybe you're telling the truth and you are innocent after all. Duh! That's what I've been saying this whole time, you dummy. Oh, I can't believe I was accused of such a terrible crime with no evidence by my own sister-in-law. I'm afraid that the emotional suffering you've just caused me will never heal. I'll have no choice but to sue you to recover the cost of the therapy I now need. Unless, of course, you're willing to settle out of court. Wait, are you threatening to sue me? You lost a bag containing thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars in cash through your own carelessness. And on top of that, you tried to push the blame off on me. This settles it. I am definitely going to tell my brother on you. That'll snap both him and my idiot parents out of the stupid hypnotic spell you've put them all under. I hope you're ready to be a divorced 30-something, Julie. Oh dear, I certainly would like to avoid that. Let me just ask you one more time though. You really don't know what happened to the money we received yesterday at the wedding, right? How many times do I have to tell you? You're being super obnoxious right now. If you want to accuse me of stealing your money, then you had better have some damn good evidence to back that accusation up. But you don't have any evidence at all, do you? I do, actually. Give me 1 second and I can show you. Huh? Actually, it just so happens that one of my friends put an air tag inside the envelope that she gave me. An air tag? What's that? Think of it as a small tracking device. It uses GPS to tell you whatever you attached it to is. She's a bit of, shall we say, a forgetful girl. So she attaches air tags to basically everything she owns. Her cell phone, wallet, handbag, car keys, you name it. And she apparently even put one in the envelope she gave me just in case she dropped it on the way to the chapel. She was intending to take it out before giving it to me, but oopsie doopsie, I guess she forgot. Wait, so you mean there's a GPS tracking device inside one of those envelopes right now? That's right. And there's one other interesting feature they have. If you use the app that they're paired with, they even make a beeping sound to help you find them. Isn't technology amazing? Yeah, amazing. Isn't technology wonderful? Right? These things have got to be one of the best products ever. Even if they're in a box or somewhere the beeping can't be heard, you can still just track them with GPS like normal. I actually have the app open right now, and I have the precise address where the AirTag is located. And funnily enough, the address here is your apartment building. That's impossible! I know, right? That's what's so confusing to me. It couldn't possibly be at your house. You told me very clearly that you don't know where the envelopes are. So, I don't know. It must be some kind of a mistake. Maybe there's a problem with the signal. I guess I'll go ahead and give the beeping thing a try. Hey, I'm Julie. All right, here goes. It's gonna make a big beeping sound once I push this button. Oh, and one more thing. I'm actually standing outside your room right now. If I set this thing to beep at the maximum possible volume, I'll bet I'll even be able to hear it from inside. What? You're here? That's not fair. I mean, what are you doing here? And don't push that button. You can't. If it's as loud as you say it is, the neighbors might complain to the property manager about me. And what are you so worried about, Sarah? You said they're not at your house, right? If that's true, then you shouldn't have anything to be afraid of. Please don't do it. Stop, I mean it. I'll give them all back, okay? Just please don't push that button. Huh? That's strange. You'll give them back? What do you mean, Sarah? Oh no. Don't tell me, Sarah. Does that mean that you are really the one who stole our wedding gifts last night? Was that a confession just now? You really pissed me off, you know that? This isn't fair. I had no idea you were going to use a dirty trick like this to catch me. You knew it was me from the very beginning. Your whole, I have no idea who it is thing was just an act. Pretty good, wasn't it? And hey, don't pretend like I'm the bad guy here. You should have confessed when I gave you the chance. Oh, and even before that, you shouldn't have taken our money in the first place. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I didn't do anything wrong. You tricked me. You left me with no other choice than to take all that money. You're gonna have to explain that one. This is what you wanted to happen all along. It was all your plan. You made Neil cut off my allowance, so I would become desperate for money. Then you left that bag out in the open to tempt me into stealing it. Then you could make me seem like the worst person in the world for stealing your wedding gifts. And that would further cement your position as Mom, Dad, and Neil's favorite. You suck, Julie. That's the most evil, sadistic plan I've ever heard of. Sarah, I think you've been watching a few too many conspiracy theory YouTube videos. You think I wanted all of this to happen? Are you serious? Tell me where I'm wrong, Julie. Did you or did you not make Neil cut off my allowance? Did you or did you not leave the bag out in the open? Yes and yes. I'm on to you, Julie. I hate to say it, but it was actually all Neil's decision to cut off your allowance. I didn't make him do anything. You're lying. I know you're lying. You must have been the one who made him do it. I never wanted to steal your money. You cooked up this wicked, dastardly plan to leave me with no choice but to do it. How dare you use my ill inability to find a new job against me? You're a sociopath. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the victim. Your victim. Oh my goodness, Sarah. That is quite the story you've written for yourself there. You admit to stealing the money, but also want to claim that I'm somehow responsible for it? All to avoid the responsibility for your own actions? I'm speechless. I don't know what to say, Sarah. You've stumped me. Just go ahead and push that stupid button. Go on, make all the noise you want. I'll give you back all your stupid wedding money, but don't think for even 1 second that I'm gonna apologize for anything. I will never budge on this. You're responsible for everything, not me.
You don't need to apologize to me, Sarah. As a matter of fact, I would strongly recommend you exercise your Fifth Amendment rights, starting now.
Huh?
Julie told me that I needed to hurry over to your apartment right away. So here I am. And let me tell you what, this is not what I was expecting to find. This is the last straw, Sarah. I'm done using kid gloves with you.
Wait, I don't understand. What are you doing here, Neil? Julie told me that she was the only one who knew about the wedding money. I thought she hadn't told you anything about what happened yet.
Then you thought right. Up until a few moments ago, I was completely in the dark. But then I got a phone call from Julie telling me the money from our wedding had gone missing, and she thought you were the one who took it. On top of that, she had you dead to rights, but you still refused to confess. That's why she called me over here.
No! I can't believe she actually called you over here. She's such a dirty coward.
You're not in any position to be talking about Julie like that. My God in heaven, Sarah, you stole the wedding gifts from your own brother's wedding. What the hell is wrong with you?
But what was I supposed to do, Neil? You told me you were cutting off my allowance. I had no choice. But listen, you've got to believe me. This was all Julie's evil plot against me. She's the one who made this all happen in order to tear us even further apart.
I can't talk to you anymore. I've had enough. We're going to the police station together and making a quick stop at Mom and Dad's house first. Once you've told them the whole story, you're gonna turn yourself in to the police.
No, please, anything but that. Mom and Dad are gonna be so angry at me if they find out.
Yeah, that's exactly why we're gonna see them. You need to be taught a lesson that you'll never forget.
Please, Julie, you've got to do something. Neil's dead serious right now. He's actually gonna make me talk to the police. Oh, you mean you're still at your house? I thought that you would have already been at the police station by this point in time. Part of me kinda wishes I was there already. I've been getting the lecture of a lifetime from my parents since the second I walked in the door. Mom slapped me, and Dad's just staring at me with this really scary look in his face. I tried explaining the situation to them, but no matter what, they refuse to see things my way. They just keep telling me to tell it to the judge and get a really good lawyer. So I ran out of the room and locked myself in the bathroom. Can you really blame them for being furious with you, though? I mean, their own daughter turned out to be nothing more than a petty criminal. But what's the big deal? I gave back the money, didn't I? If you got all your money back, why am I still in trouble? Do you want me to say I'm sorry? Fine, I'm sorry. I'll be really, really nice to you from now on and never steal anything from you ever again. There, I said it. Now please, you have to do something. Will you stop objecting to me and Neil being married? I'll never complain about you ever again. And I'll save up money to get you guys a super great wedding present. Wow, really? That's so great to hear. I'm glad you finally come to accept our relationship. But it's too late for you. Huh? I mean, good grief, Sarah. I've put up with far too much from you for far too long already. Do you have any idea how hard it was not to immediately tell Neil that you stole our wedding money? I was holding out hope that you would admit that what you did and have a change of heart. But yet again, you threw my kindness right back in my face, just like you did with that envelope at the wedding. Not only that, you belted out this insane conspiracy theory about how I was the one who orchestrated everything. Well, you see, I'm a very patient person, but even I have my limits, and you cross them. I don't need you to approve of our relationship. If you want to hate me, that's fine. I've decided to hate you right back. No! Oh, and I also don't need a wedding present from you either. Now get out of the bathroom, get in the car, and go to the police station without putting up a fight. Julie, wait! I'm gonna get a job right away, okay? Like, right away. I'll even pay back Neil for all the money he's given me for the last 2 years. So please, don't make me go to the police. Have mercy on me. If you want to get a job, then I'd say going to the police is your best bet. There are all sorts of training programs available to prison inmates at next to no charge. You'll also have plenty of opportunities to gain experience working for $1 an hour on a chain gang. Julie, no! You've got the chance to write an incredible comeback memoir. You fell so low that you stole your brother's wedding money, went to jail, but then got out and turned your life around. You'll go right to the top of the bestseller list. Neil's entire family went along to the police station with Sarah. The police suggested handling the matter within the family, but all 3 of them said that they don't consider her family anymore. It was her first offense, so she was never in any real danger of a prison sentence, but she was socked with a lot of community service, along with restitution to me. I understand she's currently working somewhere through a temp agency and hoping to get hired permanently. Despite everything, I still do wish her the best of luck.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.